The first step in configuring the DL.CODE software is to connect the software to the reader. The system's auto-discovery function will automatically list all of the matrix devices connected to the local network. Simply drag and drop a device from the list to begin its configuration. By default, the live image from the reader is displayed. This allows for easy initial positioning of the matrix in front of the object to be read. Once positioned correctly, image calibration is automated. Utilize the Focus Auto Learn feature to apply focusing position parameters. Then, the Image Auto Setup to calibrate the image according to the specific application. The operator does not need manual validation for the maximum exposure time. Code reading setup is completely automated. Even with demanding DPM codes, generally requiring a greater level of expertise, DL.CODE software's automated setup is extremely effective. The operator can easily verify the device's reading performance with continuous feedback of the live image and the decoded data. The DL.CODE software makes it easy to create incremental setups on the same code. In this way, the operator can automatically train the device on variable quality parts or different light conditions. The result of each single training session can be embedded into the decoding setup by selecting Add to the current configuration. The reading phase mode allows programming of the operating mode and synchronization control. This is accomplished through a logical representation of the operating mode that provides an intuitive understanding of the system and also a quick, comprehensive representation of the setup. In continuous mode, the device continuously acquires images and decodes them without any external input. This mode is generally used during manual presentation of the part to the device. Acquisition speed can be manually controlled. One-shot acquisition mode is the easiest way to read an object, through single image acquisition based on an external trigger input. With DL.CODE, the trigger can be configured from several different channels. For example, the trigger to be used to control the device through different sources, in parallel, or for implementing diagnostics. With phase mode, the device takes several pictures during the entire trigger activation. This operating mode is very useful when scanning an object in motion or to increase the reading performance through multiple reading attempts. The critical settings in phase mode are the maximum number of images to acquire in a reading phase and the data transmission configuration. Good read setup provides a graphical configuration of the different codes to be decoded in a reading phase. The operator can program the different codes to be read and then drag and drop the specific code into the box. The data formatting setup creates the correct format of the result message from a read. A no-read message can be easily configured from here, as well as the information sent from a code in a good read message. Configuration changes can be easily validated in real time through the console panel. Output format configuration is drag and drop. The operator can easily select the information field and place it into the correct position on the message. By selecting each field, possible customization parameters are activated and then easily changed and validated. It is possible to include several code information fields in the result message. For instance, code dimension or the decoding time. Output messages can be set up to transmit in many ways, such as at the end of the reading phase, over different channels, or even simultaneously. It is also possible to enable field bus channels like Ethernet IP or ProfitNet I/O. It's easy to transfer information to those channels in parallel or over multiple channels. The console panel allows for an easy global configuration validation. The reader's trigger inputs are active during operating mode configuration. No temporary setups are required. In this way, good read and no read message formats can also be validated. The last setup step is to save the configuration to the reader. Several configurations can be permanently stored on a reader. The user can define the default configuration, which is the one that will be automatically activated and run on power-up.